Hey guys. Well, I tell you, videotaping this concrete job this morning, I don't know how contractors feel about being videotaped. These guys were super nice though, but initially I was really leery about doing it. So I ran some time lapse here, and I did get some pretty good shots. So right here was early on a Monday morning where Tony and his crew were out here setting up this stuff initially. But here's how this all began. Probably it was maybe around COVID time, just before COVID. I had a good friend of mine that was a contractor, and he said he could do this pad for $7,500. He just needed the ground to be really level, and he could get it done in one day, in and out. At that time, we were going to do a 4-inch thick pad, 12-inch footings. So he ended up not able to do it. He had so much other stuff going, and I understand this is not a priority for him. And I started calling around and trying to find other people to do it. And I'm so cheap. I shouldn't have been so damn cheap on it, but I was thinking I could probably get it done for 10 grand somewhere. And another friend of mine that lives out there near my land, said he had a friend that does concrete, Abraham. So Abraham came out and looked at it early this year, February of this year, and said, "Heck yeah, I can do it. I'll do it for $8,500." And I said, "Hey, great." I said, "No huge hurry. Let's wait till it warms up a little bit and come out here and do it." And I mean to tell you, I could not get Abraham out there. I would text him, he wouldn't reply. I would text him, then he would reply saying the rain had caused a lot of delays. I get it. So I decided to do some more checking around. $10,000, $15,000, all of them to do this concrete work. So I initially started I was going to buy a bunch of wood, and I was going to frame it up myself, form it up myself, and wood started getting really high at that point. So that's out of the question. And really, had I known how difficult the job was here where these guys are doing it, it would have been a little bit out of my wheelhouse. I could do a small pad, and I understand all of it. I don't think I could handle something on this scale. So a neighbor of mine was having their lawn mowed by this little Hispanic man, and I was over there chatting with him. And he said that he has a neighbor of his that does concrete. Oh, Tony right here. You can see him there pulling that string line. So I texted Tony, told him what I had. He said he could do it for $12,800. And I got to get it done. I've been putting it off for a long time. The building's been sitting on my trailer forever. Just need to get it done. So Tony said he could do it for $12,800. He called me up. So we were scheduled to do it on a Saturday to form it and a Monday to pour it. And he had a friend in Mineral Wells that had concrete, $135 a yard, and it was going to be a pretty good deal, really. And so he called me and said, "Man, he can't get the concrete in on that Monday," and was asking, he's going to do some checking around and see if he can find some concrete somewhere. And I told him, I said, "Well, let's just put off Saturday and let's just form it Monday." And he was saying that he thinks that he can get it by Thursday, the end of that week. So we formed. This was all on a Monday morning, real early. He probably started at about 7, and I think he was done forming at about 3:30 or so. And when I talked to him about some of the particulars about it, when he called me just before starting, and I told him I had leveled it off pretty good with my Bobcat, and he was like, "Oh, you got a Bobcat?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, can I use your Bobcat out there to level the dirt? Or to move the dirt around?" And I said, "Sure." And I said, "If you'll do it for $12,000, take $800 off." He goes, "Yeah, no problem." So we got out here on a Monday morning, formed it here, and I mean to tell you, it was a lot of work. I mean, I knew it was a lot of work, but these guys do a lot of. It's really hard work. They knew what they were doing. So after he got it formed up here Monday, the Thursday concrete pour fell through. Or the later in the week concrete pour fell through. The guy backed out of it, whoever's concrete contact was. So he started calling. Nobody had concrete. Nobody wanted to come out to Perrin to deliver it. And after a lot of calling, he found a place about an hour away called Mr. G's Ready Mix. Mr. G's Ready Mix would come out I think it was the following Monday, a week from this day you see here them forming. Here's the final numbers on the concrete. We turned out doing an 18-inch footing. It's 6-inch thick concrete and rebar throughout the whole thing on, it was going to be 16-inch centers, but he ended up doing it closer than that. And then it has a cross footing across the middle too. It was 40 yards of concrete, and that was a little bit extra, which was okay. I mean, I don't want to be short on that stuff when you're doing it. And that was $12,000 even. All right, so while those guys are working there in the back, I went ahead and got all the anchor bolts put on the patterns, got them all ready to go. They're actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, there's 4 different patterns, sort of. And this big one right here is for the center I-beam one, the big structure one. These other ones, all these ones that are marked B, those are all, well shit, they're other structures. So how I made these, like on these D's right here, you can see it's exactly the right length, spread apart 4 inches, 2 inches from the edge over here. And what I did is I marked on here where the 1/2 inch ledge goes, and where the 1.5 inch ledge is, and where the 1.5 inch form board is. So he said he's going to help me put those on. I'll videotape some of that for you guys. I'll tell you, Tony was masterful at this. He was double checking all the numbers. He knew exactly what he was doing. I had one place that quoted me this concrete job for around the same price. I think around $12,000. And for that guy, he said he would put these anchor bolt patterns on the forms for $25 a piece. And this guy just wouldn't touch anything without charging for it. And I get that, but I'm just so cheap. But Tony did it for nothing. He's just super nice. What a great guy. He's double checking it here, stakes it into place. I'm helping where I can. These guys didn't need my help on anything. I wished I could understand their Spanish, understand what they were saying, but they were having a good time. So he marks it here, and the stake is in the way. He's got to remove the stake to put it in the right spot. He was real particular. Just the attention to detail that he did was really good. I really appreciate how hard he worked, and his guys. I'll throw the phone number for this place up right here for Tony's. He's local here in Fort Worth. But if you happen to be around here, I mean, I would trust him with doing another pad for sure. So Mr. G's, I knew they were going to come between 5:30 and 6 this morning. That you see them there. There were 4 trucks, all of them there at the same time. 3,500 psi concrete, and it was $155 a yard, which turned out to be $6,200. This was kind of an early morning rush. I set up a little spot there so I could put a bathroom in a minute real quick. I didn't videotape it, but I got it on there. It was pretty hectic that morning. Those guys wanted to get going right then. So Tony and the guys poured. It turned out really good. Sorry for kind of the choppiness of the video here, but I went through here and recorded the best I could. And those guys really did a great job. It turned out to be $12,000. He didn't increase the price because the concrete cost more. The concrete was $6,200, and then I paid him the rest up to $12,000. So it was not a bad deal. All right, guys, well, here it is. It really turned out nice. So, golly, those guys did a great job. So they'll walk around with it. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take that building and put it up. It's a 40 by 40 by 12. It's got 3 10 by 10 garage doors on it, 1 man door and 3 windows. So that will be the next project. Yeah, that's not so bad.